Hello, my dear friends and my dear students. Welcome back to Top Lesson for You. And it's good morning to all of you guys because here is morning time, right? Dear friends, as you know, we are discussing about the blood supply of the lower limb, and in these lectures we have reached up to the blood supply of the foot, right? In the previous lecture, I discussed about the blood supply of the foot from the dorsal surface, right? We know we had this foot, and we have discussed all the blood supply of the dorsum of the foot, right? The arteries which are present in the dorsum of the foot. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the blood supply of the plantar surface of the foot. Then we will cover all the blood supply of the foot. So you can go and watch this lecture regarding the blood supply of the dorsal surface of the foot. I have mentioned all the names of these arteries, but in the lecture on this dorsal surface of the foot, I have discussed each artery in detail. You can watch those lectures there. Let us discuss about the branches of the arteries which are present in the plantar surface of the foot, right? So as you know, my dear friends, here is our big toe, right? And here is also our back toe. This shows the back toe. So this is the right foot, right? In this diagram shows the dorsum of the foot. And that diagram we have done like this, right? That diagram shows the plantar surface of the foot. So same foot, the right foot, here the dorsal surface, there the plantar surface, right? Let us see the arteries which are present in the plantar surface of the foot. Okay, so first of all, my dear friends, there is the posterior tibial artery, right? As you know, in the previous lecture I had told you that there is the anterior tibial artery, and this anterior tibial artery, the posterior tibial artery and the fibular arteries have been discussed in a big detail. You can watch those lectures also. So here is, my dear friends, our posterior tibial artery. The posterior tibial artery moves down to the foot medially like this, right? I'm sorry, yeah, medial side is here. Medially like this, and enters the plantar surface of the foot, and enters the plantar surface of the foot. Clear, friends? So this is our posterior tibial artery, and it enters the plantar surface of the foot. Then it gives off a medial branch, right, friends, and a lateral branch like this. Clear? So this is our posterior tibial artery, comes to the plantar surface of the foot. Then it moves a little laterally and gives a branch medially, which is called the medial plantar artery. And this branch is called the lateral plantar artery, and this lateral plantar artery goes to the base of the fifth metatarsal, and then it turns back like this, and it turns medially and unites with which artery? What I will discuss right now. I will tell you the deep plantar branch of the dorsalis pedis artery, and makes the plantar arch complete, right? This is our plantar arch, right? Now from these arteries there are the metatarsal arteries, right? And then there are the plantar digital arteries, and that's all, right? So let us discuss. First of all, my dear friends, this is our posterior tibial artery. Posterior tibial artery. Done. This posterior tibial artery enters the plantar surface of the foot, and the largest artery which is responsible to supply blood to the plantar surface of the foot, that is tibial artery, posterior tibial artery. First of all, this posterior tibial artery gives off two branches, the lateral calcaneal branch and the medial calcaneal branches. I have discussed these in the lectures regarding while I was discussing about the blood supply of the leg, right? So the anterior, posterior and fibular arteries, you can watch those lectures. So this is our lateral calcaneal artery. Clear? And this will be our medial calcaneal artery. Medial calcaneal artery. These branches make anastomosis with those lateral and medial branches from the anterior tibial artery and from the fibular artery. We have discussed them. So medial and lateral calcaneal arteries are the branches of the posterior tibial artery, right? Then posterior tibial artery further comes in the dorsum of the foot, right? And it gives a branch, this one, right? Clear, friends? And this branch is called the, as you can see, this is the dorsum of the foot. First of all, we should write here dorsal surface. Dorsal surface of foot. First thing, clear? Then this is the medial side and that is the lateral side, right? So here is our lateral side. Lateral foot, right? And this is the medial side. Medial side. Done, dear friends. Okay. So look, this artery is coming to the medial side of the foot in the plantar surface. So we call this artery as the medial plantar artery. Right? Let us write a little detail about this medial plantar artery. So look carefully, friends. You can see I have drawn this medial plantar artery little shorter and little less in diameter. So we say that this artery as compared to the lateral plantar artery, this is our lateral plantar artery. This medial plantar artery as compared to the lateral plantar artery has a very small caliber. So first point about this medial plantar artery is that it has a small caliber. Caliber means size. Clear, friend? The next important thing about this artery is that this artery is responsible to supply blood to the medial side of the foot, right? So this artery supplies blood to medial foot. Done. Medial foot, we know. Then this artery is responsible to supply blood to the medial side of the big toe. You can see here, it is coming to the medial side of the big toe, right? It supplies a medial side of big toe. Done. Then the next important point about this artery, we should know that this artery is responsible, this medial plantar artery is responsible to give the, from here, there will be the metatarsal branch, right? So it gives the first plantar metatarsal branch, the first plantar metatarsal branch, right? It gives first plantar metatarsal branch. Clear, friends? And this metatarsal branch is responsible to supply blood to the big toe. We know that. Then other than this medial artery, first metatarsal branch, this artery is also responsible to give some cutaneous branches also, which are responsible to supply blood to the skin, to the muscles, and to the fascia which are present there in the medial side of the foot, right? So this artery also gives off what branches I told you, it gives the cutaneous branches also, which are responsible to supply blood to the muscles and to the fascia and to the skin of this medial side of the foot. So this artery also gives cutaneous branches. Cutaneous branches. We should not forget these cutaneous branches. Clear, friends? So this was a little detail about the medial plantar artery. Done. Then let's move towards the lateral plantar artery. We will discuss this in anastomosis also, right? So this is our lateral plantar artery, right? Let me name it here. Lateral plantar artery. Right. This lateral plantar artery has a little bit larger diameter than this medial plantar artery. So I'm going to discuss the detail of this artery here. You should compare that, right? So the second branch is the lateral plantar artery. Clear, friends? We should know about some important points regarding this artery. Look, friends, this lateral plantar artery is also known as the external plantar artery of the foot, right? So it can be called the external plantar artery. Why? Because it goes little externally or little laterally in the foot, in the plantar surface of the foot. That's why we call it external plantar artery, right? It goes laterally to the base of the fifth metatarsal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is our fifth metatarsal, and you can see this artery has come near to the base of the fifth metatarsal artery. So it goes to the, it moves obliquely. You can see this is our oblique plane. We will discuss these planes, right? So it moves obliquely in foot to where? To base of fifth metatarsal. Right? It has come to the base of the fifth metatarsal. The next point is that when it comes to the base of the fifth metatarsal, then it makes an arc here. It moves medially, right? Then it moves medially to the base of the second. This is our second and this is our fifth, what? Metatarsal, right? So then this artery, this lateral plantar artery, when it comes to the base of the fifth metatarsal artery, then it moves medially, then it moves back medially to the base of the second metatarsal, right? Then turns medially to base of second metatarsal. Clear? When it comes here, what does it do? Look carefully, my dear friends. Let us focus our camera here. Look. Friends, this was our first metatarsal artery. As you can see here, this is our first metatarsal artery. When it comes down, it gives a branch like this. I hadn't discussed about this artery in that lecture, so that it is needed to be discussed right now. Look, this is the branch which arises from the first metatarsal artery, right? And it goes deep in the foot. Right? So that's why we call it deep plantar branch of dorsalis pedis artery. Right? I will draw a diagram here, then you will understand. Look carefully, my dear friends. For example, This is the foot, right? And this is our dorsalis pedis artery, and when it comes to the metatarsal area, first metatarsal artery, it gives a branch which goes deep in the foot like this, right? This branch goes to the plantar surface of the foot. That's why we call it deep plantar branch of the dorsalis pedis artery. This is our dorsalis pedis artery. I have discussed this artery in the previous lecture. This dorsalis pedis artery, from it there is the first metatarsal artery, and from first metatarsal artery there is a branch separating and going in the deep surface, in the deep part of the foot, right? Oh my dear friends, like this. Look carefully. Look, I'm using this, right? Look, here is the dorsalis pedis artery, and then here will be the first metatarsal branch, right? As this is the big toe, so the first metatarsal branch coming towards the big toe, right? Like this. When it comes here, this artery gives a branch like this, and this branch moves in the deep surface of the foot, like this, right? So this branch arises from what? Arises from the dorsalis pedis artery, right? This is our dorsalis pedis artery, and it gives a branch to the deep surface of the foot from the first metatarsal artery. This branch, which has came to the deep surface, to the plantar surface of the foot, this branch is called the deep plantar branch of dorsalis pedis artery. Done. Then this branch unites with the arc given by what? Given by the lateral plantar artery. Look carefully, friends. Don't forget about this branch. Look. Here is our lateral plantar artery, and this is our medial plantar artery. This lateral plantar artery, I told you, when it comes to the base of the fifth metatarsal, it turns medially. It turns medially up to the base of the second metatarsal. When it comes to the base of the metatarsal, it unites with this branch. It unites with the deep plantar branch of the first metatarsal artery of the dorsalis pedis branch, right? So it unites with this, and when it unites with this, it completes the plantar arch. Clear, friends? I hope you are clear about this. Let us know it here. Look, when this lateral plantar artery goes to the base of the fifth metatarsal, it turns medially and comes to the base of the second metatarsal, and it here unites with the branch coming from the dorsal surface of the foot, from the dorsalis pedis artery, and completing what? Completing plantar arch, right? So our plantar arch has been completed here. So turn medially to the base of the second metatarsal, right, and completing what? Unites with the deep plantar branch of dorsalis pedis artery, making what? Making plantar arch. So look, about this detail, I'm going to mention the name of that artery. This is our deep plantar branch of dorsalis pedis artery, right? So this medial turnover of this lateral plantar artery unites here with what? Unites with the deep plantar branch of the dorsalis pedis artery and completes what? The plantar arch, right? So the next important thing that we have to discuss about the plantar arch. So what is this? This is our plantar arch. Let me name it here. plantar arch. Right. So from this plantar arch, there are the plantar metatarsal branches. Then the plantar metatarsal branches gives the plantar digital arteries, and then that will be the end of our lecture, right? So look, all these branches, right? You can see here, all these branches are the branches of the plantar arch, right? So all these branches are called the plantar metatarsal branches. Plantar metatarsal arteries. Clear, friends? So the plantar metatarsal arteries are the branches of the plantar arch, right? And each, you can see here, the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Look, or we say the first, second, third, and fourth metatarsal branches gives off further two branches. Clear, friends? Let us know about this diagram here. First of all, look at, my dear friends, here. This is our plantar arch, right? From this plantar arch, there are first, second, third, and fourth metatarsal branches, and you can also say that fifth metatarsal branch also, like this. As you know, the first metatarsal arch is coming from, the first metatarsal branch is coming from which artery? It's coming from the medial plantar artery, right? Medial plantar artery. So this artery is coming from the medial plantar artery to the metatarsal, first metatarsal, right? First metatarsal, and then to the digits, then towards the digits, like this. The first digit. Here is our big toe. This is our big toe. Now look, all these metatarsal branches divide into two branches. The first, these are the two branches. And this one also, right? And this branch comes only giving one branch, and this also is giving only one branch. So in between, these four metatarsal branches are responsible to give further two branches to the plantar digital arteries. So these are called our plantar, what? Plantar, metatarsal branches. Clear? And these are our plantar digital arteries. Clear, friends? So we have shown them here. I hope this diagram is clear. From this diagram, you know them. Right. So then these arteries, all these arteries are called the digital arteries in the plantar surface of the foot. That's why we call them plantar digital arteries. Clear, friends? So these plantar digital arteries and these dorsal digital arteries will make further anastomosis and will complete the blood supply of the foot. Clear? So friends, this was about the blood supply of the foot from the plantar surface. Oh, we have done a big mistake here, and none of you is telling me that this is the plantar surface. not the dorsal. This is the plantar surface. The dorsal surface is here. Right, friends. Right, friends. So this was about the blood supply of the foot from the plantar surface, and here we have discussed about the blood supply of the foot from the dorsal surface. So at here we are completing our blood supply to the lower limb. I discussed about the thigh region, the leg region, then the pubic region also. We discussed many arteries which are present there, and then blood supply of the foot. So it's a humble request that if you like our lectures, please share these videos with your friends and be with us to watch the next lectures regarding the blood supply of the abdominal viscera. We'll complete them also. So thank you so much. See you in the next lectures. Thank you.